All eyes are on training camp and heading into the preseason game just 2 days as of recording, so really 1 day away against Miami. I figured Nick and I would look at the roster and give y'all our top 5 cut candidates going into roster building time just before the season. Let's get into this. Nick, what's happening? What's happening?
What's up, man? Another week, week, baby. One more week closer to Philly.
1 week closer to Philly. Like I said, as of recording, we're 2 days out. Right now, when you guys are watching this, we are just a day away from the preseason game against the Miami Dolphins here on the 14th. So practices look good. A lot of our guys have looked good. Tone, Luke, Jaden, Odafe. A lot of our guys have looked good. But I think that a lot of the guys that we think are going to get cut have not had great camps all off season long.
Yeah, I mean, some of our cut candidates are the obvious choices to make it a little easier on ourselves. That way, we don't get called complete idiots on here. You know what I mean? but for the most part, I think we got some good mix of guys that are obvious, some hot takes, some potential that's crazy, or I didn't even think of that. But yeah, man, I'm ready to get into it. Unfortunately, these guys they got the best job in the world, being professional athletes. So I hate to see it come to an end. But as all the guys say, it's a business at the end of the day. So unfortunately, this is just the way it goes. So
yeah. It is unfortunate. Now, what we're also going to do is I have Justin and Andrew's cut candidates list too. So Nick and I will go through them, see who we agree with, see who we don't agree with, and kind of give you guys an idea of why they might have chosen and why might be a bad idea. So I'm going to start with Justin's, then Andrew's, then Nick. You'll go, and then I'm going to go last because I've got a guy on here that Reedy and Z killed me for back on Monday on the Burgundy Breakdown. I know you're probably going to kill me for. The comments are going to kill me for. I think you got a guy that the comments are going to kill for you too. So it's going to be a very, very good time.
We should put that disclaimer up right now. Like, don't come for my neck quite yet. Let me explain myself. Okay.
Exactly. So let me pull this up. And like I said, I'm going to start with Andrews, our WCO, our West Coast operative. So he has his top 5: Percy Butler, Dietrich Wise Jr., edge rusher, wide receiver Van Jefferson, quarterback Sam Hartman, and kicker Jake Moody. I don't see a bad name on Andrew's list. I think there's a great case for all of them, especially Dietrich Wise and Jake Moody. I think Sam Hartman is probably the odd man out in a crowded wide receiver room who has had – everyone has looked good outside of like your Nick Nashes and your Jacoby Jones who will go back on practice squad. I think everyone here kind of makes sense, and you can make an argument for that they're all going to or could get cut.
Yeah, and just to run that back, you meant Van Jefferson, but I knew what you meant. But
Van Jefferson.
There's going to be people in the comments, that are going to be like, "This guy thinks Sam Hartman's a receiver," but
yeah, no.
But no, man. I mean, if you've been looking on my page or listening to me on this podcast, I've wanted to cut Percy Butler forever ago. So, Sam Hartman, he is what he is. We know what he is as a quarterback in this league. He's not. I guess some people could say he's never gotten real reps on Sunday. I guess that, like, if I'm playing devil's advocate, but he has had 2 full years of basically playing every single snap in the preseason. I mean, last year, for you to not get a spot above 97-year-old Josh Johnson, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, the good looks, the tan, and the beard can only get you so far, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Sam Hartman, it's like, and plus with drafting the 8th in the 7th round this past April, I think it's pretty obvious, unless he goes out here and just completely balls out for some reason. But
right.
I just don't see it. But yeah, I totally agree with you with Van Jefferson. I don't think it's a Van Jefferson issue. I think it's a loaded room with a bunch of obvious guys that can't get cut, essentially,
Yeah.
with like your Terrys and Diggs and obviously Antonio. Um, and then just our two best return specialists just happen to be receivers as well. So,
Yeah.
he kind of drew the short straw there. Jake Moody, I will not waste another breath on this guy. Man, get him out. I'm tired of even seeing him still being able to wear that W on his helmet, to be honest with you. Dietrich Wise, just for what he was as a player and what he can be as a player with the position that he plays. And when we brought him in, it sucks that he dealt with that significant injury last season just due to the fact of his potential. But now with running like a 3-4, I think he could. I think he could be a good end in a 3-4, but that's pretty much it at this point of his
Yeah.
career. And when you've
And
got
we're loaded.
yeah, and that's the problem when you've got Payne and Newton who are quick, agile. Like Wise isn't as quick or agile as them, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone's more powerful than Kinlaw. You know what I mean? So like with them all playing that same role, and then plus obviously you got Tim Settle, younger probably
Charles and Wenhu.
yeah, exactly. Bringing in two guys that are going to definitely play because they got paid good money. So this is a good choice by Andrew. This is probably one of those ones like people kind of know, but they don't want to say it out loud just due to the respect of the player. But yeah, I think this is a great list by Andrew.
Yeah, it is. And to that Sam Hartman point, like the fact that you got outplayed by Josh Johnson, and matter of fact, you got outplayed by Jeff Driscoll in 2024, and this year you're trying to make a good impact, but Ethan got selected.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, buddy,
you thought this bitch was a safe space.
I'm sorry, Sam. Your days are numbered. Maybe you'll come back on practice squad, but in terms of the 50-man roster, you are
100%, man. Like, yeah, I mean, it's just it's time, for for him as a guy. If he wants to continue doing this, hopefully he can do a little something in preseason, maybe get on somewhere else. I don't hate on him or anything like that, but for where we need to be, like he's just not going to make the 53.
Jaden Tightman only gets you so far.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Only gets so far. Going to Justin's list. It's a lot of the same guys. 3 of them are the same. Percy, Sam, Jake. He has edge rusher Javante Jean-Baptiste and running back Jerome Ford in places. Jerome Ford, I 100% agree with, although he is a fantastic rotational piece in your backfield. He has done great things in Cleveland. I think he would go be a starter on someone else's teams, a Minnesota's, a Miami's, ironically enough. Guys like places like that. It just won't be here. We have 3 guarantees at running back, 4 if you get to number 26 and Jeremy McNichols. So I think I'm kind of with Justin there. And then he has got JJB in a loaded edge rusher room, in a loaded outside linebacker room going into year 4. I get it. He was on my list initially, and then I made some adjustments when you guys will see here later on. I get the argument for JJB. I don't know if they're going to do it because he's had a really good camp these past 2 weeks, and kind of coming out of day 1 of joint practice, he had some good spots earlier today. We shall see. But if we're talking on that defensive line, Wise and JJB are probably going to start as your 2 odd mans out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I just spoke on those other 3 names earlier, but to pick up where you left off with JJB, spoiler alert. JJB is he's also going to be on another person's list. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it kind of falls like on the Van Jefferson thing. I don't think it's necessarily that JJB is just bad or sucks or can't play.
No.
I just think, man, with obviously Chason and Owe, I mean, those are almost guaranteed guys.
And Josephs.
Yeah, and then that's what I was getting to with drafting a guy like Josephs, who everybody, and I don't mean Redskin, Commander, football team, media, fan base. I'm talking about like Ian Rappaport and practices and stuff like that are talking about how this guy is coming off the edge, with his ears pinned back and basically just having his way, with the quarterback or chasing this guy down. And then he's also making headline news of dropping back in coverage against like solid people. Like he's not out there guarding John Bates on a rollout, rub route or something like that. Like he's legit dropping back in zone and sticking to slot receivers, man. And clearly they had a view for this guy because this was probably their most excited pick when they fell to him. I mean, if you watch the behind the scenes stuff, I mean, for them to be like, holy shit, like he's still there. Like, what are we like, go grab him right now. Like, I can't believe. And then everyone heard DQ's phone call with like, we can't believe you're still here. So,
right.
So that's what I think with JJB. I think in reality, I think he's a cut candidate. But obviously, if he clears waivers, he'll like 100%. I think he'll be back.
For sure.
It's just one of those things. Like, unfortunately, there's going to be more people starting ahead of him to be able to just lock him in and hope someone else comes back to us. But what I will say, moving on to Jerome Ford, just my little 2 cents, right, is that, and another spoiler alert, I won't give this one away, but I think Jerome Ford makes the team. Okay. There was a little bit of me at the beginning of camp that was like, why the hell? Like, this is just a camp body. He's just a back. We've got Robert Henry. We've got this guy. We've got that guy, blah, blah, blah. Fat man's back there. Like, we're good. But then you really start thinking to yourself, like, well, Jerome Ford's been in the league a while, right? Where do you remember his most, like, spectacular plays or his most like basically where's he more suited for? Like, do you remember him as like a running back gashing up the middle, cutting it outside screen passes? But his return ability is special, man, honestly. And if you can have that as a backup to Luke and to Jalen or things like that. And the deciding factor that I had with this is like, look at Debo last year, right? When Luke and Lane were both healthy, Debo was still returning kicks. Yeah. Eckler still returning kicks. Eckler got I think his head is still rolling somewhere over at Northwest Stadium from his concussions with us for returning kicks. Debo is still hooked up to the oxygen machine every time he ran a kick. And I think you really start paying attention to that where it's like, okay, we're not going to take our best player off the field per se. Like Lane is 100% going to be your punt returner, hands down, no doubt about it, right? But if we're out there and, it's the fourth quarter and heaven forbid we have another injury bug in the receiver room and Luke is killing it, like we can't risk Luke getting hurt again because now we're out there with Chris Moore and all these other guys. We're calling Leonard Hankerson back, seeing what he's doing, I mean, we're just reaching at this point. So I think Jerome Ford, strictly for running back depth, isn't the reason why I'm keeping him. It's mainly for that special team return ability because as you see every camp, they're like, okay, well, Diami returned this, this guy's getting this kind of rep, like look at last year. Noah I was back there returning kicks in practice because we just were getting hurt. But if you got a guy who's proven it, can do it, and he's actually, excels at the spot, I think he actually will be our fourth running back on this team, truthfully. So that's why he's not on my list. He was, but not anymore. But I just wanted to get my little rant out the way. That way people didn't think I was thinking like I don't think he's going to come in and get any burn over Bill, Rashad, or even Katron. I really don't. I truly don't. Yeah. I think he's strictly there for like, okay, hey, we're down 35-0 or we're up 35-0. Let's not put Luke in harm's way and Lane in harm's way. Let's go put this guy back there who's going to catch it every single time and just, let him just fair catch it, and then bring us the ball back, So, I mean, at worst case, he can do that easily. So,
I mean, fair enough. I didn't think about that, but y'all let us know. Is Nick onto something? Should we keep Jerome Ford over someone about to talk about on Nick's list, or is he talking straight basula like
Am
he
I
might have
crazy?
against that McGee? Is he crazy? Y'all let us know in those comments. He might be a little EO Sky in the head, a little crazy, or he might be cooking early on. He might be cooking a month before the season starts. Y'all let us know in
Yeah,
those
I
comments.
might have a direct line to AP. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know if I've been drinking or if I've been talking to someone behind the scenes. You don't know. But you're about to make your decision after seeing this list. I guarantee it.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Well, we're going to your list. Going
Right.
here. Two of these guys, three of these guys we've already talked about, Percy, Javonte, and Sam. You are continuous about this Jordan McGee cut train. Why Jordan? Because you kind of already made the argument for Jeremy. Why Jordan?
Yeah. Okay. So obviously Jeremy is just the opposite of everything I just said against Jerome Ford. Plus, he hasn't been in camp. He's been banged up with a quad. He's injured. And, he's a great pass blocking back, but Rashad White is an excellent pass blocking back. So, besides that, okay, now I'll go into Jordan. Well, Jordan, ever since we've been talking, the last two pods I think we had, I put out a little feeler here and there about McGee, either not starting or not playing or, things of that nature. Truthfully, and I don't want to keep sounding the same as like, hey, it's not this, it's not the player. I like the player. Like, to switch it up a little bit, the reason why is there's so many backers that we've gone and got rather than just sticking with him, like giving him the chance, right? Is he a freak of nature athlete and jumps off the board at you at the combine with his numbers and his height and his weight and all that stuff? Yes. Yeah, he does. But what does he do? What does he do? He doesn't do anything. He really doesn't do anything. There's nothing you hear on this page, on 1067, ESPN, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't hear, oh, Jordan McGee drop back in pass coverage, that vertical's elite, like they did with Sonny Styles. Oh my God, Frankie Louvu, as soon as the ball was snapped, he was in the backfield. Leo Chanel dropped back 50 yards, batted a ball down from, Jalen Ling, one of the fastest guys we got. You know what I mean? So you're not seeing that stuff about Jordan McGee. And he doesn't scare you as a pass coverage linebacker, because I truly don't think that's what he is, right? And you got Leo for that, okay? You've got Kane Madrano for that. And then now this is the little cherry on top that makes me think 100%. And it's going to make sense about why me and you are going back so much with the two players today for this position, is because they got Tyler Owens running backer right now.
Yes, they do.
Okay, and I don't know, like, I've never seen them race or arm wrestle or anything. I haven't compared stats like that. But is Tyler Owens less of an athlete than Jordan McGee?
Ooh, Rio and I called him a created player about a year and a half ago about Tyler Owens. I mean, I think part of it is just Jordan didn't get enough play time to warrant the cuts. We had to see him. But to your point, it's a loaded linebackers room now between Leo, Luvu, Sonny, Kane, Jordan. Even Belor retired, but he wasn't serious.
He wasn't playing. So, but then you also got Tyler Owens, right? But also another thing that you got to think about too, that I've thought about, is that when you're watching, Sunday games and you're watching punt team, kickoff team, whatever, do you see Jordan McGee out there getting tackles, or do you see Tyler Owens getting tackles?
From what we hear, a little more about T.O.
That's what I'm saying, man. And this, Dan Quinn, defensive-minded head coach, right? Durante Jones coming in, freak of nature defensive mind, coming from the Minnesota scheme and all this other stuff where he can do this, that, this hybrid, this 3-4, blah, blah, blah. He's got guys just killing you, like just killing you,
Yeah.
right? And you don't bring in Chanel for money, right?
Mm-mm.
You don't draft a guy 7th overall, right? Now that's kind of, nobody's better than Sonny. Okay, like let's not compare those two, right? But what I'm saying is like there's too much going on at that linebacker position, whether it's the same guys we've had, this safety now coming down the backer, or now for the second year in a row bringing in another linebacker while he's there. And what I'll leave y'all with in the comments, I'll leave you with this, John. This is all I'll say. I know we had a personal conversation over the phone, and I believe we talked about it a little bit on the pod last year, right? So I could be wrong because that was a long time ago. Too many head-to-head hits back in my day, so I can't really remember that much. But when we were watching preseason football last year, all of us in the chat felt a certain way about Cahill going down and not being able to come back with that concussion because we loved his game.
Yeah.
Not one of us during the preseason, before we knew who Cahill was or after, was like, yeah, but we got McGee. We were just like, man, Cahill, man, he was balling. He was this, that, and the other. Was it against third string practice squad guys? Yes. But he stood out. McGee hasn't done anything against anybody that he stands out. I'll end with this because I know I've been going on a while, but I just don't see a spot on the team for him. If he's cut and clears, which I highly doubt just based off athleticism in general, if he clears waivers, he'll 100% be back just like JJB. But I just truly don't think that he's going to make the 53, especially with all this talk about 4 tight ends, 8 receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and and with our O-line just banged up each week, a starting O-lineman goes down. I mean, we brought in 3 last week. So we're going to need depth elsewhere. And when we have 4 quality like linebackers that can go in the game, and then you've got 2 other ones with KO and potentially Tyler Owens, playing that role as well. And then who knows what they're doing with Will Harris? I mean, shit, he played a little bit of backer last year. So it's just, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that he's a freak of nature athlete, but he just isn't doing enough to stay on the 53, in my opinion.
All right.
So.
All right. I mean, I'm still going to believe in Jordan McGee. I still think he makes his roster guaranteed, but you're not entirely you're far off. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
That's going to be the only thing that's got to wait and see. So, hey, y'all let me know in the comments. Is Nick is Nick once again?
You are preaching some bull jive right now. You on that narcotic and you know it.
Is he on the narcotic, or is he again forward thinking in his Charles Xavier, seeing the future a little bit? Y'all let us know.
I'm feasting. I'm telling y'all. I've been watching this game a long time.
He might be. Because I think y'all about to kill me for my list. I've got Dietrich Wise. I've got Jake Moody. I've got Sam Hartman. Those were good. Tavius Jar Martin. What has he done all camp? I've heard great things about Tyler Owens, Will Harris, Percy Butler, Nick Cross, Malik Spencer. They just got rid of Rob McDaniel, which I think is unfortunate, but we had to make space for other guys. I've heard everything from other safeties. What has Jartavius done? This is your second defensive coordinator in a camp setting who talked you to the moon before they came in the building. We got to camp, and I put an APB out for Jartavius. Can't find him.
Well, first, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's Quan. But
no. Okay. Yeah, he has to earn Quan back.
But I mean, once again, if you've been listening to this, you guys know I'm a Quan guy. So loved him coming out of college. Um, I don't know. This is me just being totally biased because I don't want to be wrong about this player, right? But maybe he's just so solidified that you don't need to talk about him. You're talking about everybody else because they're going to be behind Quan. Okay.
Nah.
But that's the fan in me talking. But in real life, man, I do hear what you're saying because if I was to say you're wrong or disagree with you, that would just completely make my, what I just went on about McGee null and void. So if I'm not willing to see it for a guy that I love, and think the world of, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I just think truthfully, like the reason why Quan will stay on the team is because he's better than Percy. I mean, if anyone was to say that he's not, I don't see it. And with Cross and Will Harris now, and obviously Revo,
Yeah.
as being the fan favorite, right? I just think the safety room because they're trying to bump Tyler Owens down to a backer role, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to keep 4 safeties. Malik Spencer, he's going to be a practice squad guy, like for sure.
Yeah.
So I think what it comes down to is basically who are your starters besides Nick Cross, right? But on what was it? I want to say Friday or Saturday's practice. I can't remember. It was either the first or the second day of full pads. I can't remember. But Durante brought out a look with 4 safeties. Safeties. If you're bringing out 4 safeties and you're relying on them to cover, and tackle, who are your 4? You got, like I said, Revo, Cross, Harris. I'll give you those 3. But
I'm throwing Malik in there. I don't care. I'm throwing Malik in there. I love me. I know I've talked about all off season.
I like him. I do like Malik. If he comes out to preseason and he balls out and does his thing, and is like this year's KO or something like that, okay, yeah, I could see that, right? But at the end of the day, you'll still need a special teamer, right? So Quan.
This team have plenty of those.
Well, I guess you're right there. Yeah. So I don't think Quan, like how you were saying with the I think McGee is 100% going to make the team. That's how I feel. Like how you feel about McGee is exactly how I feel about Quan, and how I feel about McGee is how you feel about Quan. So those are our 2 guys that we definitely don't see eye to eye on at all.
Yeah.
But we could both understand and respect the reasoning behind your argument. So I definitely see what you're saying. I'm still going to stick to my guns with the whole, he just, he was so banged. Like, how do you expect to play any position in the NFL with 2 surgically repaired shoulders? And you're on the worst defense. You have no pass rush. So you have to stick to your man for 18 seconds. You know what I mean? So it's just hard, man. So
it's a mess.
Yeah. So we'll see this year. Cause I agree. If this is our conversation next year at this time and Quan play like he did last year, get him out. I'm right there with you. But you with McGee, just like not enough playing time, need to keep seeing it. Got a little bit of faith. That's how I am with Quan. So, but
touche.
Yeah, I do. I do hear what you're saying for sure.
Yeah. And my other thing with Quan or Jartavius, I say I'm gonna keep not using nicknames. It's Jartavius. It's Jerzon. It's Jartavius. It's Michael with Sanders still now. We got our nicknames back. Is Asia K and I talked about this last week when I had them both on for the live stream. When you see clips of Martin in any sort of coverage, like even the one clip with him and K-Tron at the 2s, like Quan's been with the 2s the entire offseason camp. Yeah. K-Tron didn't have to do all too much. He came out of the backfield on like a wheel route, Texas something. I wasn't there, so I couldn't get like the full aerial view. And Quan gets he tackles Casper the Ghost off frame, and K-Tron walks in for a touchdown. And the 3 of us went, if that's what he does in camp, what are we gonna do on the field?
No, I know he definitely hasn't put out any tape, that's for sure, but hopefully, when Friday rolls around, he'll actually get, he'll get in the game. I think he'll be okay. But Yeah, just like the linebacker room, you got a lot of heads out there now in the safety
Yeah.
room. So I mean, and
I mean,
for what this defense is asking you to do, you might have one drive where you've got the 4 safety look, and then you've got the next drive where it's literally, Nick Cross is the only one out there. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
you just don't
I
know.
mean, you want to talk about a lot of bodies. As I start to wrap up my list, De'Ami Brown said this on Monday with Reedy and Z. I think they can. I think they're going to keep 6 wide receivers.
Okay.
I think they like Burks more than they like De'Ami. And I'm with you guys. Van Jefferson is off this team. I've said it since we signed him. This is nothing against Van Jefferson because a lot of teams would love to have a Van Jefferson, San Fran and Miami. But Burks has a little less speed from De'Ami, but is 6'2.5", 6'3". He is your high point, jump ball, go get it type of receiver, and he's had a really good camp too. Like, can he stay healthy? That is his only argument, is he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
But when he can, the catch against Denver, some catches here in camp, but John, it's camp. And we all get excited for camp because football is back. Yeah, I think De'Ami could be off this team because I think if they're going to keep, let's say, 4 running backs and 4 tight ends, because they love them some Colson Yankoff. He was on 2 of y'all's lists, and I made sure y'all took him off.
Yeah.
You have to keep 6 wide receivers because now that's 14, 3 at quarterback, and now you have to keep 8 or 9 offensive linemen with Tunsil going on IR. They had to announce it here soon. He's going to go on IR for at least half the season, so you can wash your hands off of him having a roster spot. I think De'Ami's still gone.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so close for me, man. But yeah, it's like I think he's definitely better than Van Jefferson. Like, if we were to keep 7, he would be the 7th, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, oh man, it kills me because I love Burks. Like, right now today, if we played Philly tomorrow, Burks is 3rd on my depth chart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he is our 3rd best receiver. I was saying that he was wide receiver 2 all camp, and then we signed Diggs. So obviously that changed. But
yeah,
where I struggle with the whole thing is that, yes, we know the 5 that are shoo-ins. Like, they aren't going nowhere unless some miracle trade blows us away and one of them goes away or something crazy. But the 5 we know for a fact are going to be here. And then that leaves you with the Burks, Brown, Van, debate, right?
Argument.
Well, the thing that throws me off a little bit is that De'Ami, did he have a magical run with us, 2 years ago? Yeah, I mean, he did do good. But we as the team had a magical run, man. Like, it didn't matter who Jaden was throwing to. Like, it was great. De'Ami is your, like, take the top off, go deep guy. And that's basically what he offers you, right? And right now, like, I mean, Terry and Diggs can do it all. So Terry can take the top off, okay? Like, Terry can be your go deep guy, but he can also sprinkle in the short stuff, the screens, this, that, the other. But what we don't have, besides obviously, your rookie standout, is a big body receiver, man. Like, we just don't have it. And when you're watching these routes and these
Burks and Bradley,
Burks is massive, man. He is huge. Like, I had never realized how big that dude was, man. And like, he is your, yes, okay, 3rd and 6, game on the line. We're down 4 on the 50-yard line. You know what I mean? With a minute to go. Yeah, clearly you're looking for Terry or Diggs. Like, that's what you're doing.
Maybe Antonio.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, has he already picked up the playbook? Has Luke been killing it? Is Luke now the slot full time? You just, who knows? Or now you've got, Chig, and then now Colson Yankoff. Now you run a 2 tight end set, and then But now you got Rashad White coming out of the backfield. You just don't know. So, like,
Bill, Katron.
yeah, I think what it comes down to truly is like, okay, we've got these guys who take the top off. We've got these guys who are elite slot route running guys that on a 1st and 10, we can give like a quick little 2-3 yard zig route, slant, whatever, move the sticks a little bit. That's like our running play on 1st down. But what don't we have? We don't have a guy who's 6'3", 220, and can run across the middle, catch it with a guy giving him a full cavity search, wear him on his back, catch it, and then still go up the field. We don't have it. We don't have it. And the one argument I will have, because I am a Burks like fan, man, like I wanted him more than anybody in that draft that year. And what I will say is the injuries, there's no debating it. I cannot fight for him. He can't even fight for himself with it, right? Because he does get hurt. But what I will say is he showed me a lot when he broke that finger last year. 2 weeks later, came out with that same broken finger and made the one-handed catch with that hand for the touchdown against it. I mean, that's when I was like, okay, like he has the heart and the drive to be out here. It's not like he's just like, man, I'm hurt again. There goes the season. You know what I mean? Like, he was in a horrible wide receiver room. Nobody there that would ever take his place, whether he wanted to play or not. You know what I mean? But he wants to make a name for himself and he wants to play football, which is what I love. And his camp, I mean, even today at camp, that bomb double coverage to be a big body. And I didn't see the whole route. I don't know if anyone's got tape on that, but besides whoever was there watching it. But to be a big body guy, to get behind double coverage for a 60, 70-yard bomb, there's no way the safety's expecting you to go deep. So you had to give a move or something. And for him to shimmy that, catch it, and then just stride into the end zone to have the speed to get away still, I mean, that's hard to pass up. So I like Burks over Diami, so I agree with you there. But the Diami just having a relationship with Jaden could be the reason why they choose him over Burks. And I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be a little like, man, damn. But I wouldn't be shocked if that makes sense. So.
No, I'm with you on that one. So, this is my list. I'm going to make one special argument. For those who think Luke McCaffrey is going to be cut, I made sure to get a Luke McCaffrey 11 jersey. First of all, just to piss Reedy off, but to make sure y'all understand. The full 9. Lukey, Pookie, Spooky, Lukey, son of Ed, brother of Christian, number 11s. Luke McCaffrey ain't getting cut. Special teams ability. Was on track to put up better numbers than Kayshon Boutte, which y'all wanted to trade for early in the offseason because we needed a wide receiver. Luke ain't going nowhere. Justin said he could get cut and traded. That ain't happening. Reedy's finally come around to it. Good, my guy Reedy. Luke ain't going nowhere anytime soon unless something truly despicable happens or they get a day late or an early day 2 pick. That is it. Until someone offers us a second or an early third, Luke double Uno McCaffrey, Spooky Lukey Pookie McCaffrey ain't getting cut.
Yep. He's grown on me. I ain't gonna lie. I was, I was right there with Reedy and all of them about it. It's like, what has he done? The last name can only keep you on the team for so long, but he showed up, man. He started balling out, and I can't lie. Great kick returner, solid. You know what I mean? When he's called upon. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, just because Miami's in town and we play them on Friday, if he happens to ball out, take a kick to the house or something like that, and they decide, hey, we'll give you our third, We'll give you a third, swap you for whatever. If we can get it, like you said, if we can get a day 2 pick, he's gone because he'll be gone because of this the sole fact that Jalen would just return kick still, and we got Antonio Williams in the slot now, but I 100% agree with you that Luke has definitely grown on me, and all Commanders fans should definitely respect the fact that he's putting in the work to be on this team and actually earn a check and not just collecting it because of his last name. So
nope.
So I agree with you. So
yeah, Luke ain't going nowhere. Now I would be remiss. We left some names off the list, and I'll make this short and sweet. Let's give one or two guys, and then a real quick excerpt. Some 50-50 guys or some honorable mentions, because I've kind of got two off the top of my head, but I'll let you kind of kick it off with one, maybe two guys if you got them.
Yeah, so I mean, really just like 50-50 guys. The only people that really come to mind are just like your obvious cut guys, like what we've already posted, the Jake Moody's and things like that. Really, the 50-50 guys that's really stuck in my head is what I'll kind of go back to is me and Jon today were talking basically. I think between McGee and Tyler Owens, one of those two I don't think are going to be on the team. I think you just kind of pick whoever had a better preseason, and then just stick with them and put them in because they both – I mean, they're so similar athletically built, and then now with him getting linebacker reps, or it could come strictly down to like, Quan and Revo and Nick Cross and everybody, they're balling out. We don't need another safety. Or damn, like, how are we ever going to get Luvu, Chanel, and Sonny off the field? Right. We don't need McGee anymore. You know what I mean? Mm-mm. So I think it could come down to something like that. Now. Obviously, this is just speculation and complete just guess, and this is only just to, spark a debate, right? But we did bring in 3 guys for the O-line just the other day, center, guard, and a tackle, okay? Anybody who knows anything about O-line and the play we had last year, following with the with the camp updates and everything especially from today where our interior O-line just looked non-existent when Bill and anybody was trying to take a carry up the middle. So that's very concerning to me. Now I could see, especially if Allegretti comes back and Golbin, it just starts balling and he's undoubtedly your guy at center. I really could see like a Chris Paul release, just because like he wanted to go test the free agent market and he didn't care about us, right? He wanted to go get that money. He knew something better than us. That was kind of like a.
I mean, we both thought he had a market. Let's be honest, but everyone thought he was gonna get paid.
Yeah, for sure. I thought he had somewhat of a market, but for him to leave expecting like middle market money, and you're literally the worst run blocking guard. Like what? Like the guard? Like that's the one spot as a run blocker you cannot be weak at guard as a run blocker because if you want to run it right up the middle on goal line, you got to be a good run blocker. Or if you want to run traps and counters and guts, and you're trying to pull this guard, you're giving this guard a full head of steam, and he still can't move the pile. Like that's bad, right? That's pretty bad. Yeah. So, Nick Allegretti, that he's a guard. Okay, like let's just be real. He's a guard.
Okay? I mean, that's center one, but.
Yeah, well, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if we had Biotic here, like, Allegretti is the starting left guard, right? Right. And then you've also got – and now Julian Good-Jones, right? He's a center guard. Like, he can play guard, right? Mm-hmm. But what I think a lot of people are forgetting is – and now it's probably not so much more, like, so likely now just because of the simple fact that, like, Tunsil's down, right? But Wiley, man, when he stepped in at guard last year, he was good. He was really good. And that run Bill had against Dallas on that Christmas game, that was Wiley at guard. Not Chris, nobody else. That was Wiley leading that way. And if you run it back and being a fat boy like I am and watching the big uglies moving piles and stuff, our big runs don't go left. Our big runs never go left. They always go right. They always go right. So with Coleman now probably going to need some help with the baits or send it here and there and some pass block and run block and stuff like that. You're really going to need a guy who can help just move the pile, man. Just move the pile. So I think that signing of the center and the guard and the tackle are pretty telling. They all three could get cut. I'm not trying to fool nobody here. But they're all vets, right? They've all played. Yeah. Wiley's a solid guard. We drafted a center. Nick Allegretti's banged up. Tunsil's out on the IR. Brandon Coleman, who probably might have taken the spot over Chris Paul at left guard just due to the fact that they were saying today his run blocking with Connerly looked great on the outside.
Yeah. Well, look Coleman's playing tackle. Coleman's going to be our left tackle now.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, if Chris Paul was really solidified, there would be no competition. There'd be nothing like – I mean, Sam Cosmi blew out his leg and like on Christmas, and you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gotten hurt 2 years in a row, and nobody's like, well, you know, Coleman might compete at right guard. No, we know Cosmi's the guy.
It was everyone until Cosmi comes back.
Yeah, that's what it is. And you know, I think there's a sour taste in the front office's mouth, and especially we got a new O-line coach. So this O-line coach don't owe nothing to Chris Paul. You know what I mean? And if we're trying to run the ball, we can't move the ball. Look what happened last year. Brandon Coleman struggled, couldn't move the ball. We brought Chris Paul, or he couldn't pass block. We brought Chris Paul in. He was an excellent pass blocker. I'm not taking anything away from him there, but he was rated the worst run blocking guard in football last year, and he's had 2 weeks of practice where you name the D lineman on our team, and they just abuse him. It doesn't matter if it's speed and agility or power and strength. It doesn't matter. He can't move anybody. So my 50-50 guys would be Chris Paul. And like I said, if you know, I truly think Tyler Owens and McGee, both one, but not both, will be on this team. So
fair enough. I'll make mine short and sweet. My 50-50 guy is going to be Dorrance Armstrong.
Yeah,
we brought in a lot of
I agree.
Yeah, we brought in a lot of defensive linemen on that interior and exterior. He's coming off injury. It's kind of in the same way of Dietrich Wise of like, they are really good players for a lot of teams, but we have so much depth.
Yeah.
That when you and I made the video a couple months ago about predicting the 53-man roster going into the offseason, I think we kept Armstrong or very much forgot about Armstrong. There's a good possibility they either start, like, he's back in practice, great. Are you taking him over Charles Mwenehu? Are you taking him over Tim Settle? Are you taking him over Jerzon Noon? Are you taking him over some of these, you know, guys you brought in and they really liked and paid decent money for? There's a good shot that Wise and Armstrong don't make the roster, and that sucks because he's coming off injury. But that's gonna be my honorable mention of who can get cut. Again, it could be Dorrance Armstrong, and he's at the young age of like 27.
Yeah, and I mean, I you know, when I was making my list earlier, that was one of the names I added. But when I started doing a little more research, now I'm not saying you're wrong, right? Because obviously I know you think about this kind of stuff too. But there's just like, he can't play 3-4 end. He's not big enough. No. And even if he could play it, like you just mentioned, who are you going to take out over him, right? And then as the outside backer in a 3-4, what do you like? You're going to trust a guy coming off of a horrible injury with guys who are absolutely killing it. You're $100 million man. Your Chason, who you already Grant Paulson
They really
literally
like.
today, Grant Paulson literally today. He is going out on record saying that he believes Chason will lead our team in sacks this year. Like he's been that good. And then Joseph's by week 4, man, I'm telling by week 4, they're gonna be struggling to try and keep him off the field. Like it's gonna be hard to keep him off the field, man. And Ominahu, like you said, I mean, yeah, he could probably play some 3-4 DN in certain packages or down in distances and stuff like that. But he can also go 3-4 outside backer in some packages and some formations as well. So the only thing why I think he'll stay here, I think he has a good relationship with DQ, but it's also that $9 million dead cap that will save 3 something, but it'll be dead of 9, which we got money, so adding 3, losing 9. I mean, that's not really gonna oh my god,
Losing
now we're
6 in
screwed.
totality.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, do I keep a vet, Dorrance, who led our team in sacks, who's gotten sacks, who has produced when called upon, or do we hope JJB will take that step forward when he just keeps getting buried in the depth chart? That's how I see it. But
Right.
I agree. He was definitely one of the names I thought about.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I'm with you on that one, and time will tell.
Yep.
Time will tell. Like I said, we're about to say y'all are gonna be watching this morning of the 13th. So tomorrow, when this comes out, is preseason game number 1. We've got another 2.5 weeks until the 33-man roster is actually solidified. So we've got a little bit of time, but y'all let us know down below. Who is your cut candidate? Do you have 1? Do you have 5? Who do you think does not make this roster? Is it someone who's got a hot take like he's got Jordan McGee, I've got De'Ami Brown? Is it someone that we think won't make this team again, like a Jake Moody or Sam Harmon? Y'all let us know. Is there an honorable mention that even we didn't talk about? Could it be, could it be Treylon? Do you think is there a possibility he gets cut? Like there's that conversation. Like let us know in the comments, but I'm gonna get us up out of here. Went a little longer than I thought, but that's also because we both love to talk about this roster, about this team. So it's always a good time. But y'all, make sure to like, share, and subscribe on your way out. We're on the road to 1,500 subscribers. We are currently at 1,277. Y'all have been absolutely killing it on these reels, on these videos, on these live streams. So hopefully by the time we get to the bye week, we're at 1,500 subscribers. That is kind of my goal. So 3 months, 225 subs. I think we can do it. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with a friend. Share this with everyone you know. And then I will maybe see y'all next week for the Burgundy Breakdown. Me, Reedy, Z, Juan Gotti. It's either going to be Monday night or it's going to be Tuesday night. We will let y'all know in the coming days. But I'm going to get us up out of here because you and I both got to go eat dinner.
Yeah. Got to get these kids taken care of.
That too. It is kids and calories time. Time to go eat. So raise hail and let's pay attention to this preseason football because for all we know, we're going to be wrong. But y'all let us know in the comments. We'll see y'all next time. Raise hail. Don't forget to stay balling. We will see y'all out there. Peace.